Good afternoon and welcome to the TheoTrade afternoon video. I am Blake Young and today is December 24th, 2025. We're just going to give you a quick view of the economic data for the last 10 days and some of the things I'm watching for opportunities to pick up at a discount. So to start with, S&P 500 has played a little higher than I expected. I did not expect us to put in a new high, but all we did is we drifted higher to retest the high of the year, and we're sitting here up here in the overbought zone, but we're doing so on very light volume, so it's just kind of holiday drift. I'm not overly bullish here. I would say that we're just holiday drift, end of year, Santa Claus rally behavior, and this is probably the peak. We could see some significant sell-off early in the year and even into next week, but we'll see. Just holiday drift, light volume, all the way back up to the top. But what I'm looking at is the behavior in the market over the last 10 days. You can see the economic data, especially when we're not looking at Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Economic data is showing negative, 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 red, 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 except for the reports provided by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Now, I find it interesting. I'm not trying to go into conspiracy theory, but I find it interesting that when the BLS gave a very bad jobs data, they get fired. Now, suddenly, we get a new person, and we get amazing job data that does not agree with ADP, does not agree with other economic factors, does not agree with what we're seeing in other areas, but retail sales kind of struggling, 0%. We're just showing higher non-farm payroll and an amazing GDP showing us that we had a ton of growth. Now, I'm curious how we get 4.3% growth on preliminary GDP when we had the government shut for 6 weeks and they provide about 17% to 20% of spending. So how is it that we have what accounts for 20% closed for an entire 10% of the year, still contribute to the point where we have GDP growing at 3.8%. Seems a little bit questionable to me. Now, as we're looking at this, one of the things I wanted to highlight is with all this data and all the economic data and the reports we have very negative feelings towards or from the consumers. Consumer sentiment, both from the University of Michigan, fell down to one of the 3 worst numbers in 15 years, actually 20 years, the third lowest reading in 20 years. And you have to go all the way back to 2011 to get something lower, and that was still 59%. We're at 52%. So of these moves, we had a reading over here in 2022, and that number is 50. That was slightly lower, and this is 52.9. So it's the second of the lowest numbers. Sorry, third of the lowest numbers, 51.5, 50, and then today 52. So as we're looking at these moves, these changes, and the charts, consumers are not happy. 3 lowest numbers in the last 20 years. And if we look at consumer confidence, it slid. Now, I don't have the graph to show you all the previous ones, but that is a major drop as well. And we're seeing consumers being pressed and struggling and not confident. And we saw that in the employment data. Now, push that aside. That just tells us there's going to be, yes, the market's climbing, but there's going to be areas that are deeply discounted because they're going to be selling off because of the consumer. So I started looking for stocks inside those defensive plays like consumer staples and utilities and healthcare for things that are oversold. Now, the oversold area is just going to set me up for some opportunities. We're going to start with Mondelez, MDLZ, and just note where we are. We've gone from $71 all the way down here to $54, and we have stopped moving. This is a place that we could get into positions bullish. To start with the bullish trade, I would look for the in-out type spread. I'd go out to February, buy a delta near 70, so I have a 57.54, 70, and that trade I would try to sell at least 87 cents worth, and that's at the 52.50. So I've got a $2.80 cost for a $5 wide spread. It's close to the halfway, 250, so it's okay. I think that's fine. But if it's a little bit more expensive, that also tells me go ahead and look at the implied volatility and go ahead and look at selling a put for a shorter time period. If it's a little expensive here, I might still be able to get paid enough by selling the put. So we'll go back to January and sell the put here, and that is about 2.13% for at the money. Now, 2.13%, I generally want to get paid 2.5% per month or more. So it's on the edge. I would probably lean to the call spread, but it's still pretty decent. I think the call spread will work for us. Now, as we're looking at this, I started looking at one of my favorites, which is NEE. Let me show you the chart on NEE for a utility play. Utilities have sold off from its highs, but not aggressively. This is just a pullback. I'm just looking for things that are discounted. So as we're looking at this being a discounted price, we're down here at previous support level. We bounced. We're bouncing again. We gap down, close up. That is an exhaustion gap telling us we're probably looking for bullishness. But like Mondelez, we are sitting here and we could probably look at both the call spread and the short put. So starting with the call spread, a delta near 70, that's the 73. We'd buy the 75, and we want to get at least $1.80 of the time decay. My only choice is to do the 82.50. So we're going to go here and here. I like to sell deltas between 30 and 40. That's 478. Now 478 for a spread that is 750 is a little expensive for what I like to do. That immediately tells me, yes, I can take this trade. It meets my conditions, but it also tells me take the time to look at the option. What if I sold the option at the money? Can I get 2.5%, get assigned, and then collect the dividend in what should be February? So if we look at the money option in January for 30 days, we're going to get paid that 2.5%. That's the sweet spot that I'm looking for. Now, the last one in the healthcare space that I'm going to look at today is BSX, Boston Scientific. I would have liked to have set this up here. I didn't see it at the time, so we're a little bit late, but we've kind of stalled, so this could help us out as well. But I would want to buy this on this breakout at 94.40. We're not too far off. If this stabilizes here, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to ask the question, what does the long call vertical look like? What does the short put? The current IV ranking is 18%, so it should lean us into the calls. We go to the calls, we go with a delta of 74 for February. We buy that 90 strike for 870. The spreads are a little bit wide, but it is holiday trading. And I want to get paid that 250 of extrinsic value. I'm not quite there. It's moved a little bit. It was almost perfect here. So we're going to buy the 90 and sell the 100. And it's 588 for $10 spread. So that's pretty close to the halfway mark, but we have to deal with this widened spread. That would work for me. It's close enough. I would take that trade. And we're not dealing with a dividend yield, so I don't necessarily need to get a sign on this. This would be just a directional trade. And our cost basis is 95.88, so we're in essence at break even. As we're looking at this, if we went back to the Januaries and looked at the short put at the money, we're at 95.76, so we're getting paid 2.21. Now, if you're saying at the money is 96, then we're getting paid 2.7. So either the 95 or 96 is going to get you roughly that 2.5%. 96 is a little bit better, but is in the money. So you have a risk of being assigned here. Now, if I was getting a big dividend, I would want that. So I'd probably go with the 95 and just collect the 2.2%. And as long as it stays here, we have that cost basis that would say the stock could fall all the way to 93, and we wouldn't have any problems. That would mean we have to get down to and probably break through these lows before it's a real issue. So I like all three of these as discounted positions in utilities, healthcare, and into consumer staples going into the end of the year and stabilizing near these lows. While the rest of the market's hitting the highs, and I do think they're going to pull back, I think you'll see movement into those staples, healthcare, and utilities as defensive plays. And that just sets me up for the end of the year and possibly into the new year. All right, thank you for watching. Have a very Merry Christmas, and on this Christmas Eve, have a wonderful time. We'll look forward to talking to as many of you Friday morning. Otherwise, we'll talk to you again next week.